Good morning. In this class of 4G LTE, topics to be discussed are LTE key points, MIMO technology, UE categories, modulation techniques. So these are the topics which we will cover in today's class. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about normal cyclic prefix in LTE frame. So in normal cyclic prefix, if I am using 7 symbols, this means that so on up to 7 symbols I have. Like this is my first, second, third. If I'm using normal cyclic prefix, then I need to use 7 symbols. This means that this time duration is more as compared to the previous one. Now, this time duration is 0.52 and rest is 0.47. Whereas this time duration is 66.67 microseconds. So I need to calculate all the timing because the timing should be 500 milliseconds or 0.5 milliseconds. This could be microsecond, 500 microseconds and 0.5 milliseconds. Now the calculation, 0.5 plus 66.67, this much. Now 6 multiplied by 0.47 plus 66.67, the whole timing of the calculation, it is 500 milliseconds or 0.5 milliseconds. Because in resource block, this is of 0.5 milliseconds. Now we have calculated the timing durations. Now LTE key points. Let's come to the main topic, that means LTE key points. So what are the LTE key points? The very first is number of users. Now LTE is the latest technology. Now it wants to have more number of users and main thing is to accommodate all users with high internet speed. Next is access scheme. Access schemes like multiple access scheme, TDMA, FDMA, CDMA. We have basic 3 multiple access schemes, a frequency division multiple access, code division multiple access, and time division multiple access. So what are the access techniques, or which one access technique now we use in our LTE systems? So we are going to use OFDMA in our system, which is orthogonal frequency division multiple access scheme. This topic we had discussed and in detail we will discuss in our classes. Now, these are only 2 techniques. Next is the MIMO technology. Now, what is MIMO technology? MIMO stands for multiple input and multiple output. Now, how it works? This is user equipment and this is E node B. Now E node B also has one antenna. Now this UE also has antenna. This concept is SISO concept. The diagram I have drawn here is SISO concept, which means single input and single output, which means you are using single transmitter receiver at network end and single transmitter receiver at the user end. So this antenna is radiating any information like 010101. So on this pattern or this signal or modulation scheme, this pattern will reach the user equipment. That means no multiple path. You are using only a single transmitter to transmit, and here at this end we are using only a single receiver to receive the signal. So this is single input and single output configuration. Now next is SIMO, which means single input, multiple output. Now single input and multiple output. So this is E node B, and here I have user equipment. Single input, that means only one transmitter and you have provided two receivers here. Single input but multiple output. Now here at only one transmitter receiver, that means only one TX RX, transmitter and receiver. It means when you are transmitting only one, but in order to increase the reception level, you have used two receivers to simultaneously have your data serve. Because you are using two multiple separate channels for reception, so that your reception level will increase. Now the question is why they focus on only reception level first, because as here in this part number of users are more, so in order to increase the reception level of the network they have provided multiple receiver level at the network, but transmission is only one. Or I can say one channel for transmitter and two channels for reception. Multiple, this configuration is 1x2 configuration because we are using one transmitter and two receivers. This is single input and multiple output. Next is MISO. Multiple input and single output. Again, network E and multiple input. That means multiple transmitters but single receivers. Now this is transmitter diversity. That means now we have focused on increasing the transmission levels. So transmitter, that means transmitter diversity, which means multiple path for transmissions and only single path for reception levels to increase the transmission capability. Now like we have written SISO. In SISO, no diversity at all. In SIMO, single input, multiple output, we have receiver diversity. Whereas in this MISO, we have transmitter diversity. Now next is technique which is used by 4G, and it is MIMO. Now MIMO is multiple input, multiple output. Now we are using transmitter diversity as well as receiver diversity. So in MIMO we have TX diversity also and RX diversity too. Both transmitter diversity and receiver diversity and this MIMO technology is used by 4G LTE systems. So if this is E node B and this is UE as user equipment and E node B. Now I can add multiple antenna at the network and we will add multiple transmitter receiver at the user end. So here in the pictorial diagram, I am using only 2x2 configuration. That means 2 transmitter receiver at the network end and 2 transmitter receiver at the user end. So this configuration is 2x2 configuration. Now my node B has to transmit information like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Or this is 1, 1 in order to distinguish. Now I have 2 transmitters. I need to transmit the same information. Now I have 2 methods to transmit. Either I can use same information from both, or in the second method I can transmit different information from both channels. So this is spatial diversity which we will discuss in next class. So this is MIMO technology and 2x2 configuration. And when this information is received, as receivers are more at the user end, because in the previously we have only one receiver, now we have 2 receiver, that means reception level will also increase. Now this is 2x2 configuration, and the highest configuration in MIMO technology which we have discussed is 4x4. That okay. Now this is 4 transmitter receiver at the network end. Now practically I require 4 transmitter receiver at the user equipment end also. Because network has unlimited capacity, I can add multiple transmitter receivers here. But the problem arises with UE. Because UE is a portable material. Now, if I add on new transmitter receiver, it will make my system bulky and the configuration will be very much tough. And also, UE being a small equipment do not require such speed. So, maximum theoretical or practically I have launched phones with 4x2 configurations. 4 transmitter receivers at E node B or network end because it has a limited capacity, and 2 transmitter receivers at the UE end. So this is the configuration now we are using for LTE, and in future we will use 4x4 also, and above that maybe 8x8. So this is MIMO technology. Basically MIMO technology used for antenna configurations, and this technology is used in order to increase the transmission and in order to increase the reception level. So this is also a key point in LTE. The next key point is modulation. Modulation, we all know that superimposing of weak signal over a strong signal so that it can carry a long distance. Now what type of modulation? As this is digital era from GSM onwards. So in GSM we are using GMSK modulation. For GPRS we are using same GMSK modulation. For H we are using 8 PSK modulation. Now for 3G or UMTS, the modulation used by us is BPSK and QPSK. Now coming about LTE, but what type of modulation we will use here in this is 16 QAM and 64 QAM modulation. That means we are using quadrature, amplitude modulation in LTE systems. Now what is the difference between all? In GMSK, only one bit is processed or modulated at a time. In 8PSK, 3 bits are modulated at a time. In BPSK, this is used for uplink, and BPSK modulates 2 bits at a time. QPSK has a capacity to modulate 4 bits at a time. This QAM has a capacity to modulate 4 bits at a time, but quadrately at an angle of 90 degree. That means 4, 4, 4, 4 per 360 degree. Now this 64 QAM is the highest, which is modulating 6 bits at a time, but quadrilaterally. That means again at an angle of 90 degrees. So these are the modulation schemes we are using in our LTE system. That LTE works on 16 QAM and 64 QAM, and it is modulating 4 and 6 bits simultaneously. Quadrature amplitude modulation, that means at an angle of 90 degree quadrilaterally. So this modulation scheme is also one of the key points. Now next is hardware. That means if you are moving from one generation to another generation, then obviously you require a new or a smarter hardware to work upon your system configurations and specifications. So your previous hardware like your BTS will never work for 4G technology. So you require a smarter hardware to process it fast. So hardware requirements as well as software. Other than this, spectrum availability as per request and spectrum flexibility, which is there in our LTE systems. Now the next is UE categories. UE is user equipment. Now user equipment is also divided into number of categories. Like this is UE categories. That means user equipment category. Now I have divided this into main 5 categories. UE equipment 1, 2, so on up to 5 categories. Now I will write here the maximum downloading speed achieved in these UEs and maximum upload speed. So the maximum downloading speed achieved in this is 10, and 10 is Mbps. That means 10 Mbps. After that, in UE category 2 we have 50 Mbps. UE category 3 will give a speed 100. UE category will give speed of 150, and this is 300 Mbps. Now coming about the uploading speed, as uploading speed will always be less as compared to the downloading speed. So the speed is 5 Mbps, 25 Mbps here. Then again we have 50 Mbps for UE category 3. Again 50 Mbps for UE category 4. And in 5 we have 75 Mbps. It means that if you require more speed, then your phone or UE equipment should be category wise divided. So this is the UE categories, or I can say UE capability. That means how much capable your user equipment to hold or to process the data is UE capability or UE category. So you need to purchase a UE equipment according to the category. Now, what type of modulation on which this UE categories are working? Modulation for downlink and modulation for uplink. So the modulation used for downlink purpose for all categories is 64 QAM. That means all categories works on 64 QAM for downloading. And coming out for the uploading till category 4, I am using 16 QAM modulation for uplink, and for UE category 5, I am using 64 quadrature amplitude modulation. So this is the UE category description, that okay, these are the specifications of UE category 1 so on up to UE category 5. So I have total 5 categories of user equipment. That means UE capabilities according to the specifications. Now the next topic is this topic is actually related to some coding processes. So this is coding. What type of coding LT system is working on? So on coding we have 1.2 coding, where after that, and the latest one is 3/4 coding, 1/2 and 1/3. That means if user data and 2 will represent security bits. That means if 1 is my user data, I will add 2 as a security bits. 1 data, 3 secure bits. 3 data and 4 secure bits. That means this is 3/4 coding is turbo coding, and we are using turbo coding method in this because for 3 bits I am adding 4 secure bits to protect my data. But the thing is, I will not add more number of security bits, because if half of the speed, if I have 3 bits and this is the user data bits, so these will also consume speed, and also the security bits I have added with my bits will also consume bits. So if I add more number of security bits, that will affect my speed. And we will also achieve less speed, because if half of the bits, you have half of the secure bits and half of the bits for your data, that means half of the speed will be consumed by your security bits also. So you need to balance the system so that your speed will be also more, and plus you should have the secure transmission. That's why the method of the coding we are using in LTE system is turbo coding, which is protecting the bits also but not affecting that much speed. So in this class we have discussed about number of LTE, key points, after that coding and UE categories. In next class we will discuss next topics. Thank you so much.